I think Coolsville sucks.
What you call an icon living? Try to make a little mistress just did it. 9 long over 5 minutes. Whoa, we up too hot in the place.
So at first, when I filmed this video, this is my second time filming this video, and at first I was just gonna reading positive reviews of books that I didn't like, but I realized there is no book I hate more than After. Like, there are books that I don't like genuinely, but I really have a hatred for After. So I feel like, why don't I just make this a whole reading positive reviews of After, you know? Let's get into these reviews, honeys. Wow, first person I see, Colleen Hoover. I read this book and it was great. I don't want to spoil anything, so the rest of this review will be invisible. To me, it seems like she didn't read the book, but she wanted to she wanted to praise it, because a lot of people probably compare her After to her books, which, if that doesn't say enough, then it should. Someone said, I don't love One Direction. I actually loathe all their songs and their boy band routine and their mysterious tattoos with quotes, with parentheses, you are throwing rocks at me, aren't you? Then it says, I don't love most new adult. I hate this genre. I hate the genre's overdone tropes. Look at my TBR. It's 90% YA and 10% new adult. I love this book, okay? Do you want a cookie? Yeah, throw all the popcorns at me you want. I can't explain it. Well, yes, I can. This book never fizzle out. You know, where they fight and then fall in love, and then there is one more big fight and then it's over. Nope, not this book. Did we read the same book? Because that's literally what happened. But I digress. Try adding a billion fights so that the tension keeps flowing. Actually, yes, that is what happened. I am apparently a misogynist. You say it, sis. And this book felt long, and yet their relationship was up and down. Even though I hated the protagonist half the time, the cheating, how she used her sweet boyfriend, the book is undeniable. They had chemistry, Harding was hot, and I didn't even care about the overdone new adult habit of describing the girl's obsession with her tattoos. I didn't even care about all the bloody tropes. So much tension, so much drama, so good. And I was preparing for a boring ending. I thought I had predicted her secret. His secret. Talk about a punch in the stomach. I realized this series in the second book would probably be that. I can't pronounce that word. I'm not even going to try. So I don't know how soon I'll be reading it, but God, this book. Confession. I saw several of my lovely reviewer friends review this and they hated it. But I still love you guys. Okay, so what? If I love the books and my friend hated it, I'm not going to be like, well, I still love the book. But you know what? We're still going to be friends, even though I love the book and you didn't. And we have two completely different opinions on things. Like, I'm never going to, anyways. And something about a typical new adult blurb caught my eye. And the fact that so many people on Wattpad loved it. That within itself should have been a sign. But anyways, I was curious. I skipped writing or reading Truth Witch. I figured, what the hell. Oh, okay, here's one that seems like it's going to be interesting. Okay, I can't believe the terrible reviews have been written on this site about this story. I am all for giving an opinion about a story, but most reviews I've read here are personally aimed to the author, which I just think is terrible. Which I do agree. I shouldn't let my anger build up towards this, as much as it seems that most people here just read the story because it has so much publicity, which is fine. I had to read this story because I love fan fiction and I love One Direction, and I think what Anna has done here is amazing. Literally what she did was she wrote a Wattpad fan fiction and she got published for it, but okay. Whether she's done this intentionally or not, she used an already existing fan base to aim her story at. I personally think the story is incredible, and I believe that in all the characters. This isn't because most of the characters' names already exist. Todd has used names that will grab attention of the core audience whilst creating her own personality for each character, which in my opinion is very clever. I was swept away in the world of Harding and Tessa so much that every time there was a heartbreaking twist, I felt as if I was in the situation myself. Like, this is terrible stuff that's happening to me. Anna Todd is nowhere near the best writer I've came across. You are not lying. This is expected from a Wattpad author, but she's by far the best storyteller I witnessed. The story is an easy read within real emotions and sharp detail. I will give her that. Like, Anna Todd, she does, like, even though I don't like After, it's still very easy for me to keep reading the series because she keeps like the drama flowing. I'm reading the third book and I'm kind of bored with it, which is why I haven't read or did like a third video of me reading it. But personally, I do agree, like, she does have this thing where she keeps like the audience intrigued, and even though I hate the series and I hate the characters, like, the drama is just, I love drama, okay? But I'm ecstatic for Anna for having this story noticed by so many people, and I hope that having it published and flipped from fanfic to just fic will only produce more Laura readers. I finished the last chapter of the third book earlier today, and I can honestly say that I miss Hardin and Tessa as if they were real people. Well done, Anna Todd, and I hope to read more from you in the future. Personally, I don't think that the next thing that Anna Todd produces will be good. I think that she got, not saying like, oh, she got lucky with After, but I feel like people are always going to compare what she writes to After, and because it was a fan fiction, people are going to expect a lot from her. And it's easy to write a fan fiction because you're writing about characters that already exist, and so you already, I mean, yeah, she had she had Harry's personality and she doesn't know him personally, but she took what she knew from him and then she twisted it to make like her own character. But I'm gonna just drop my laptop. Oh, I just did something. I don't know what I just did. Wow, love that. But it's very easy because I write fan fiction, so it's very easy to take a person that already exists and have like a base for their personality, and you have a face for them, and then to twist it to what a kind of person that you would like. But it's a lot harder to just write a story from, it's a lot harder to, you know, go from writing fan fiction to go to writing an actual story, because you actually have to have like your own plot, and like you have to create your own characters, your own original characters. And not, I mean, of course she had original characters in the story, but most of her characters were One Direction characters and then like her own characters in a mix. But if you notice, her own characters didn't really have personalities like her main two characters or her characters that were in One Direction. Like, you know what I'm saying? Molly's only personality trait was that she was a bitch. I don't even remember any of the other characters, you know. And then they had the characters like Zed, who is Zayn, and I'm like, you know, basically what I'm saying is it's a lot, my stuff. It's a lot easier to write a fan fiction than it is to write an actual story. And I'm not like, I'm a writer, because literally all I write is fan fiction, and like I try to write regular books, but as I said, it's hard. And I don't think that what she writes next will be anywhere as, not as good, but as intriguing as After is. Like, you know, it'll probably, anyways. Okay, so someone said, what the hell? I have no idea where to begin, considering that I just finished this book 2 minutes ago. I was switching between laughing, crying. I was even about to throw this book against the wall. It made me mad at times, but now I'm 100% sure this is the book. This is what books should do to you, going through all the feelings. But should they? And I know there are so many of you guys who gave this book a low rating because all the fights in this book, but exactly that's what made this book so realistic, guys. There is no happily ever after. I love how everyone had a secret and family problems. This is such an amazing read. I'll definitely buy the sequel tomorrow just to bring to LA with me because it was so good. Oh, and I had to add, I am not a Harry Styles fan, nor do I support abusive relationships. Well, that's literally what this story is. Let me just say that everyone is always like, this story is realistic. Hardin literally would never let Tessa have any male friends, and like he would, the only male friend that he let her have ended up being like his stepbrother, like in the second book, and that was her only male friend. And literally, even like just like talking to a coworker of hers made him so upset. It's not a realistic relationship. I don't know if I don't want to be in a relationship like that. I don't want to be with a guy who controls rather I hang out with other people, who I literally just sit there and look at him all the time, every time. He literally, there were points where he would get jealous of his own stepbrother, but that, like, it fizzled out and he ended up not getting jealous. But like, he was so aggressive and he always got angry at like the littlest things. And it was just, that relationship was not realistic to me. So I don't know what kind of realistic relationship you guys are accepting, but that relationship was not realistic to me. But I'm not gonna be sitting here, whatever. So basically, I'm an idiot, but we've been new. I forgot. Well, I didn't forget, but like I didn't notice that I wasn't indicating when there was a new comment, and I feel like for a lot of people that could be confusing. So what I did was I did like this little sliding screen. So like when I do the sliding screen, that's how you know it's like the start of a new review that I'm reading, because it was coming off as if I was reading one long review. So I just wanted to add like the sliding part to it, because I don't feel like going in and like actually like typing, because I'm editing this video for the second time, but I'm talking too much. So don't ever try to judge this book with just one part. After seems to be a typical story unless you read After 2, where the secrets are open, and After 3. Okay, well, first of all, I read After 2, and literally there were no secrets revealed that you wouldn't have already guessed. Literally, it's revealed that why he's like that is the typical, my dad abused my mom, so I'm a bad boy, and I don't want to love anyone because I fear that I'm gonna abuse my future girlfriend as well. Or something like that. Like, it was just, like, that's the typical, like, bad boy story. Like, that's nothing new. Literally, every Wattpad has that exact same trope. You can literally go on you can go on Wattpad, search bad boy, read a book, and eventually in the end it'll turn out that he is the way he is because his dad was abusive. Okay, where all the secrets are open in After 3, where you will find yourself in such a shock that you will be unable to breathe. That didn't happen to me. After Anna Todd, author of this amazing trilogy, is literally genius. This story is the very first fanfiction being published as a book and all. That's not true. 50 Shades of Grey was a fanfiction. It's just sick. A dream come true and shit. This book was glorious. If you love bad boys like I do, then give it a go. If you love bad boys like I do, don't give it a go. We in this house we support bad boys who are just bad because they're misunderstood. They're not the kind of guys who will control who you hang out with. They won't get mad at you for doing simple things. Charlie was never really a bad boy, honestly. He just had anger issues, and that's all. So don't know what kind of bad boy you guys are into, but I personally just can't relate. The main bloke is a lot. I think the main bloke is, the main bloke is mean a lot. Has problems, but then he can be nice. I know some people don't like this book and can't stand his attitude. Please give it a go. But I was addicted. I usually struggle with big books, but this book felt easy. The ending makes me want to read the next book made by it soon, which I can relate. Like when I read after the first book when I was like 17, I flew through this book. The first book is literally 1,000 pages, and I flew through this book in like 2 days. So I will give it that. But if you notice, everyone who reviews After is always like, I know a lot of people had a lot of problems, but you guys should still give it a go. Which, I mean, I understand, but like, at least you're acknowledging that it has problems. But at the same time, Hard and Tess are complete opposites. Good girl excels in school, has a perfect boyfriend. I completely forgot about her cheating. Even though I read that in reviews, it just clicked that she cheated on her boyfriend, which is like, okay. Someone compared them to Caleb and Hannah from Pretty Little Liars. Don't disrespect me like that. Caleb and Hannah were true bad boy and good girl. You know, they were what After wanted to be, you know? And I feel like comparing them is an insult. So I'm going to look up After We Collide now. I probably should have waited to do this until after I finish the third book, but since I ain't got the time for that, because who knows when I'll finish the third book. I've had too much coffee today. I low-key feel sick. But like, whatever. 5 very angsty stars. I'm just gonna assume that you all have read After before reading this review. I will be lying if I have to go to the bathroom. I would be lying if I said that I didn't absolutely hate Hardin at the end of After. I was gutted and angry, and I just didn't know how Anna would ever manage to come back and engage us again in the story after that unlimited betrayal. I felt like I needed a support group after that ending. You can read my After review here. Don't care. After We Collided is told from both Tessa and Hardin's point of view. It was, sorry, because like I really drink too much coffee and like I can't focus right now. We find Hardin and Tessa exactly where they left off in After. I'm not going to read her full review because once again she compared them to Caleb and Hannah. So that's not what we're doing here. This review has been hidden because it contains spoilers. Click here to read it. Okay, so this is the second book in the After series. It was a really long book, and I usually tend to stay away from longer ones, but this was an easy read. 688 pages. Was it though? Was it? Because I thought it was like I don't have the physical book, but I swear the physical book had like 1,000 pages. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe the first book wasn't 1,000. Maybe I'm delusional. I don't know. A lot of back and forth happening again between Hardin and Tessa, which is the whole series, literally. I love that this book is his and her point of view. That made it understand Hardin better. I did think Tessa acted a little more loose in this one with all the kissing, all the other guys. This girl did not just write this review. She did not just say this in this review. She said, I do think Tessa acted a little more loose in this one with kissing all the other guys while Hardin was more faithful. Note that she said more faithful and not like faithful. You just note that I am disgusted. Okay, so editing me here, and I just want to say that what the issue was, because I never stated like what the issue was, what my issue was with that sentence was basically it was like slut shaming. She was like, oh well, Tessa was being loose but Hardin was being more faithful, and like I don't remember specifically, but like even if we're not even going based off the first book, Hardin was definitely the loose one in the first. Like Hardin was obviously like a man whore. Like he exposed himself in the second book about like what he's done to women and like all that other stuff. So for you to be surprised that like she was more loose and you know he was more faithful, it was just that came off as slut shaming to me, and maybe the girl didn't mean that, but that's kind of how I took it, and like maybe other people won't take it that way, but that's how I took it. So I love this book, but the best part was the last word in the book, dad. Somebody said 5-star because this book is the ultimate sin. Hashtag Hessa. Don't know why, but that is killing me. I'm literally looking for short reviews now because I need a bathroom. And After 2 is about a girl named Tessa Young and her boyfriend Harry. Their relationship seems too good to be true. Will Tessa regret from ever meeting Harry at all, or will she try to forget about the past and move on? Will the day change Tessa's life forever? Will Harry try to save the relationship? Find out in After 2. This was such an amazing review. So intellectual. This whole series is an emotional, intense experience. The story is so deliciously messed up and filled with drama and heartbreak. Prepare for tears of rage. Good book would read again. Me. Looking at all the discussions, because somehow I scrolled to the bottom and looking at all the discussions, it says, when does a book start to annoy you? Hardin and Tessa, flat out just sex. Isn't marriage a big concept in this story? Why is the last breakup in this book about how he doesn't want to get married? They don't really mention how much he really doesn't want to ever. This horrible, disgusting, I love being illiterate. This horrible, disgusting book. When is this series being published? When is this series going to die? When is everyone going to get a life? These are important questions. When am I going to get a life? When am I going to get a boyfriend? Anyways, I'm going on a tangent here. The best thing about reading to escape from your life, to be able to live hundreds or even thousands of different lives. I would not want to live Tessa's life. Okay, God, the story is so addicting. Todd's writing grows tenfold from book 1 to book 2. That's it for this video. I read enough of after reviews. I don't want people to think that I'm hating on this book for like reviews, or that I'm hating on this book like because everyone else is. I hated after before everyone else did. Yeah, so that's it for this video. If you guys want to see like more, if you guys want to see my review for the third book in the after series, you know, like call me, beat me if you want to reach me, like comment down below. If you want to see another video of me reading after reading positive reviews of after, let me know. Yeah, thank you for watching my channel. Like, comment, subscribe. I upload 2 to 3 times a week. I had too much coffee today. Thank you for watching my channel. Bye.